Just how livable are our local communities? Well, AARP has recently updated its Livability Index. Rodney Harrell is the VP of AARP's Family, Home, and Community, and he's here to reveal the results. Good morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, what in the world is the Livability Index?
Well, the Livability Index is the world's first nationwide neighborhood-based livability index. We created it several years ago so that we could measure communities and understand whether they had the services and amenities that allowed people to thrive in their communities, regardless of their age or their income or physical ability or race or any other factor. We created this index that took these measures from several categories and some policies that could improve communities and put it all together in an easy-to-access score that would tell you how well your community is doing and what the challenges are.
And what are some of those resources you're examining?
Well, there's about 50 different data sources, so I won't bore everyone with them, but I'll say that we use a lot of data from the U.S. Census Bureau and kind of other reputable sources. In fact, we started with over 300 data sources and reduced it to about 50 so that we could find the best in all of these categories and metrics that we wanted to measure.
Well, then I have to ask, how are we doing here?
Well, Evansville has an overall livability score of 54, which isn't bad. The average community in the country gets a 50 on a scale of 0 to 100. So anything above 50 is a pretty good score. Within that overall score, there are always challenges and there are benefits to communities. So I'll just note that one of the benefits are the lower housing costs and the range of housing options, multifamily options and subsidized housing that are in the community there. And that the neighborhood streets are relatively safe, and so you can walk to some local destinations. On the other side, some of the challenges are the low high school graduation rates, smoking and obesity rates are higher than other places, and there are some challenges in parts of the community with crime as well. So, every community has these benefits and challenges, and Evansville is no different.
Well, now listening to that review, how can community leaders and other change makers use this information?
Well, the idea of the index is that we break everything I just mentioned and many other data points into those 7 category scores for each category across the index. And so a community leader can look at those scores for a neighborhood on one side of town and the other to see perhaps where there are benefits for some residents and not for others. Or they could compare their scores to another community. And by the way, we have an easy-to-access tool on the website that allows you to do that. And so that can start community conversations about what are our challenges and where are they and what can we do about them. And so the last feature I'll mention is that we have 21 public policies in the index where we suggest some of the things that match AARP's public policies and note whether your community or your state has those in place to help improve livability over time.
Are you encouraged by what you've seen in this index?
I've got some encouragement and some discouragement. Right. I think the encouragement comes in that the index has become far more popular than I ever imagined, and so many people are using it and helping to make housing decisions or neighborhood change. But the thing that I'm disappointed by is it's that over time we've seen how much of a struggle communities have, particularly with housing costs. That communities that have a lot of the features in the index that we think are great for people, all those options and things nearby, they often have very high housing costs, and that's really become a national crisis point over time.
Well, thank you for shining the light and sharing the results. How can our viewers learn more about the index?
We can learn more about your neighborhood or community or any other in the country by visiting www.aarp.org/livabilityindex.
It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for being with us.
Lovely to meet you, and thank you for having me.